The theater was loud that night, but not with applause. It was loud with doubt. Cameras floated through the air. Judges shuffled their notes, and the audience whispered to each other with the restless energy of people who had seen too much and believed too little. Then a small figure walked onto the stage, barely taller than the microphone stand, his shoes slightly worn, his shoulders tight with nerves. He looked out at a sea of faces that could change his life in a single minute. Somewhere in the crowd a flag waved gently. Red, blue, white, and yellow. The Philippines. And in that moment, before he sang a single note, his heart was already beating with the weight of an entire nation. His name was Miguel. He was 12 years old, born in a coastal town where mornings smelled of salt and afternoons echoed with laughter and struggle. Music was not a luxury in his life. It was a companion. When the electricity went out, his mother would hum old songs. When his father came home tired from construction work overseas, contracts that never seemed to last, Miguel would sing to lift the silence. He did not learn music from formal lessons or expensive coaches. He learned it from living, from listening, from feeling. The idea of auditioning for America's Got Talent began as a joke among neighbors. A boy like Miguel, singing the national anthem on a foreign stage? It sounded impossible. But impossibility was something his family had learned to live with. His mother cleaned houses. His father worked wherever work could be found. Saving money for flights and paperwork meant selling small things that mattered. A radio, a scooter, old jewelry with stories attached. Each sacrifice was painful, but each one carried the same quiet belief. This child has something to say. When Miguel stood in front of the judges, Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. He had seen thousands of singers, children, adults, professionals, dreamers. His expression said what he did not speak. Surprise me. The other judges smiled politely, but the room felt heavy, like it was waiting to be disappointed again. Simon asked him why he chose to sing Lupang Hinirang, the Philippine national anthem, instead of a popular English song that might impress more easily. Miguel swallowed hard before answering. He said he wanted to sing for his parents, for his country, and for every Filipino child who felt invisible. His voice trembled, but his eyes did not. They were steady, honest. The first note came out soft, almost fragile. Some people in the audience leaned forward. Others frowned, unsure. But then something changed. His voice grew, not louder but deeper. Each word carried history, pain, pride, hope. It was not just a song. It was a story of struggle and survival. Miguel sang as if he had lived every line, as if the anthem was written not just for a nation, but for him. As the melody rose, the camera caught Simon Cowell's face shifting. His arms uncrossed, his jaw tightened. He leaned forward slightly, eyes fixed on the boy. The audience grew silent, not because they were told to, but because they felt they should. Somewhere someone started crying quietly. Another person placed a hand over their heart. Miguel remembered the nights he practiced while his friends played outside. He remembered being teased for choosing music over games. He remembered teachers who said dreams did not pay bills. He remembered his mother's tired smile when she said, "Just do your best." All of it poured into his voice. He was no longer singing on a stage in America. He was standing barefoot on Philippine soil, singing under the sun, singing for dignity. When he reached the final line, his voice cracked. Not from weakness, but from emotion. He held the last note just long enough for it to hurt. Then he stopped. For a second, there was nothing. No applause, no cheers, just silence. Then the room exploded. The audience rose to their feet as one. Applause thundered. Cheers echoed. Flags waved. Some people shouted his name, though they had only just learned it. On the judges' table, Heidi wiped her eyes. Sophia covered her mouth, visibly moved. And Simon Cowell, the man known for crushing dreams with a sentence, sat very still. When Simon finally spoke, his voice was quieter than usual. He said he had heard many anthems before, but never like that. He said Miguel did not just sing a song. He made people feel something they did not expect. He paused, looking down for a moment, then back up. His eyes were wet. The room noticed. The cameras noticed. The world would notice. Miguel's biggest challenge was never the stage or the judges. It was believing that his voice mattered. Growing up in a place where survival came before dreams taught him to stay small. But standing there hearing the applause, seeing tears in strangers' eyes, something shifted inside him. He realized that stories from small places could reach big hearts. When the results came, Miguel advanced. But even if he had not, something far greater had already happened. He had been heard, not just as a singer, but as a symbol. Messages flooded in from Filipinos around the world. Parents showed the clip to their children. Elders watched with pride. People who had left home long ago felt closer to it again. Backstage, Miguel hugged his parents tightly. His mother cried openly now, no longer hiding the fear she had carried. His father held him like he might disappear if he let go. For them, the journey was never about winning a show. It was about proving that where you come from does not limit where your voice can go. The story of that night traveled far beyond the stage. It reminded people that talent is not always polished, that greatness does not always come wrapped in confidence. Sometimes it comes in a small boy's trembling hands and a song older than himself. Miguel returned home changed, but not changed into someone else. He was still the boy who sang during power outages,